right, guys, I have my broom here with my dustpan, and the reason I do is because I'm going to show you today how I keep my tubs clean, how I clean my room, how I have my room set up, because a lot of people don't really know how they should set their snake room up. I didn't initially. I kind of learned on the fly. So let's go inside and take a look and see how I run my snake room, because that really makes life easier and more time efficient, and I'm all about saving time. I'm about how fast can I get things done efficiently, but yet very good for the animal. That's the bottom line, the health of the animal and the well-being, but I also don't want to waste time because I just don't have that much time to waste. So guys, come on into the snake room. All right, so let's go over a little bit how I clean my tubs and how I keep everything in terms of husbandry and the snakes. So here's one of my ARS tubs or hatchling tubs. This is a little baby that I'm using right now. This is one of the ones with the prefabricated water bowl areas. Now you can buy the little throwaway deli cups. Sometimes I use these regular little cups that I get actually from Reptile Basics. Reptile Basics is the cheapest if you're gonna buy in bulk. So I buy like packs of 25 of these things. I also buy my hide boxes there. I know a lot of people make their hide boxes. You know what? You spend so much money on these snakes and keeping them right. I just buy the boxes. Once again, Reptile Basics, they're really cheap in terms of compared to if you go to Amazon or you go to any other website, and I buy them in bulk. Sometimes they sell them in lots of 25, and the more you buy, the cheaper they are. So I have that. I use paper towels. I always use Bounty. Now, if I go to Sam's Club, which is like a Walmart version of like a Price Club type of thing, they have their own brand. This is their brand, and it's really, really close to Bounty. So I won't use anything but Bounty normally, but I'm telling you, the Sam's Club paper towels, they're knockoffs of Bounty. They're tremendous. They're the quicker picker upper. Yeah. So, and you know what? It's ironic, but they fit perfectly, really, in all the tubs. I get the Select-A-Size ones, so they're like half sheets, and they fit pretty much everything. So I use Bounty paper towels on everything. This way, if you ever have any kind of like disease or any kind of mites, you'll see them immediately. Plus, it's just easy to clean. I pick the stuff up. I take the snake out. This is my Super Panther Super Pastel Pied. Put them in a place where you know where you're going to find them. If you're worried about the snake running away, put them in an empty tub. I will then take the paper towels, I'll throw them out, and then what I do is I disinfect. Now the way I disinfect is I get chlorhexidine. I get this right from Amazon, a big, huge gallon jug of this stuff, and you get like a spray bottle like this, and you dilute the stuff 10 to 1. So you put about this much worth of the product in there, and you fill the rest up with water. And you can get these empty bottles anywhere in Walmart. And I spray down the tub. I wipe it down with the paper towels. You know, if it is really nasty and it's just something grimy in there, I have an ice scraper. Let me see if I got to show you my ice scraper. Hold on, let's look for my ice scraper. So when I moved from New York to Florida, I said to myself, I had this ice scraper in my car. I'm like, what am I going to use this for? There's no ice down there. There's no snow. I might as well throw it out. And then I said, wait a minute. I can use this to scrape snake poopies, and it's perfect. So this ice scraper has become my snake scraper. It's a good tool to have in your thing. I also use a spoon. I use a very hard spoon. Sometimes it's easy to get into the little cracks and crevices with the spoon, and you can wipe up everything and break up all those little calcium, deposits that are left on the bottom of these tubs, and sometimes stuff dries in there and you can't get it out. The spoon is good for specific type stuff. For general poops that are stuck, use the ice scraper. All right, so I wiped out the tub with the chlorhexidine, diluted. I put down my new Bounty paper towels. I took this 2 paper towels, folded in half, ripped off the corner so that I can make a nice little hole. I think I've shown you this trick before. And we're gonna put this down. And then what you gotta do is you gotta figure out, do you want it to put this in the sink and clean it, which is probably the right way, but it takes a lot longer, or do you wanna do it the easy way and the quick way, which is to just spray it with some chlorhexidine and then wipe it down. I usually decide based on how dirty it is. If it's not that dirty, then I'll go and I'll do it the quick way, and I'll just spray it down. I'll just wipe off the couple of areas that are dirty on it, and then I put it right back into here. I clean the water bowl out. If it's pristine, I just leave it. I just fill it up maybe. At least once a week, I'll go and I'll put it in my slop sinks over here. And I'll use, some Dawn dishwashing detergent. I'll wash it out with some hot water, disinfect it, wipe it out, and put it back in the tub. Okay? So now the tub's clean. I use my Bounty paper towels, my chlorhexidine diluted, my ice scraper. I got my little water ball there. Once again, if you have deli cups, you can either, I don't throw them out every single time. I do have deli cups I use. If they look disgusting, I throw them out. If they're salvageable, I'll clean them, because there's no reason to have to keep putting new deli cups in. I have a lot of cups. Put the snake back in there, and I slide it back in the rack, and that's it. I mean, if you do this regularly and you get into a routine, you could do this pretty fast. I can knock off about 100 of these tubs probably in about 2 hours. So it's a matter of, getting into a routine and doing it and sticking to it. If you have your supplies, it makes it easier. I have sinks here with filtered alkalinized water, because my whole house and my snake building is on that same system. However, to make my life easier, so I don't have to keep running to the sink, I get these empty gallon milk jugs or water jugs, and I keep them filled with water. I go to the sink, I fill them up, so now I don't have to run to the sink every time. I just have to just go here. I add a little water if I have to, and I got water right in front of me, because every trip you take to that sink is going to take time. Okay, and if you have a lot of snakes you have to clean, you will be here for a very, very long time. So you have to really learn to economize and clean these things as quickly as possible, but without skimping. The snake's life is obviously in your hands, and you want to keep it nice and healthy. And this guy is nice and healthy, obviously. He's happy. He got a nice clean cage. And I'll tell you one thing, if you guys haven't noticed on your own collections, as soon as you clean a cage, that snake will pee and poop in it within an hour or two. They love to wait till you get a clean cage. I have a guy who comes and sometimes he cleans with me. We'll clean every cage for like 3 hours. The next day he's like, how does the cages look? I'm like, they're all filthy. They all need to be cleaned again. He's like, what? What are you talking about? I said, the snake's like a clean cage. It's like a baby liking a clean diaper. As soon as that clean diaper goes on, that baby poop, pee, wah, 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 change me. All right, now what other supplies do I have here in my snake room? Let's take a look. I have garbage bags. I go through a lot of garbage bags. I don't cheap out. I don't try to save on garbage bags. Every day when I leave the snake room, no matter how much poop, pee, and paper towel is in there, I tie it up and I get rid of it, because the flies love it. And every once in a while you're gonna get a fly outbreak anyway. I'm gonna teach you how to get rid of those too as well in a second. I have my garbage bags, and I get the scented ones so they smell nice. I have some Lysol. Every once in a while I spray in the garbage pail so that they kill the germs that are under the garbage bags. This is my favorite smelling soap, Yardley. I have that's for my hands. Although when you wash your hands 4,000 times a day, it tends to dry them out a little bit, but it smells good. I have vinyl gloves. I don't really wear gloves, but when other people come and help me with my snakes, they seem to like to wear gloves. The only time I put a glove on is if I actually cut my finger. If I get bit and I'm bleeding, I put the glove on to contain the blood. These are mouse traps that don't work. I have to get glue traps. The glue traps work. These mouse traps are like junk. I can't even figure out how to set this freaking thing. I have to do a YouTube video to watch how to set the mouse trap. And I know what'll happen. I'll walk in here with bare feet and I'll step on one of them and take my toe off. So I'll probably not going to use these. I'm going to use the glue traps. The glue traps seem to work well, but if you lose a big rat, like I have a big rat on the loose right now, you got to get the big glue traps. The problem is I have a snake on the loose too, a little baby, and if they get stuck in the glue trap, they're done too. So it's a trade-off. What I just sprayed, this is Tap Out. This is from WWE Wrestling. They have their own little scents with different this is Focus. They smell good. And the reason I spray this is because my wife will complain that I smell like, snake when I come upstairs to the office after I'm down here. So I use this so that she is mad at me. I have sponges. I throw the sponges away every once a week, and I put new sponges out here. Sponges are very cheap. That's something you can do easily. I have Dawn. I have this. I don't really use this very much. I have this bleach, foaming bleach. I'll use this if I have to really disinfect something disgusting, like I find a dead mouse or something like that, or something just stinks really bad, or if there's a disease or something. This is ultimate disinfection, but you don't really want you to put your animals in there after you're using bleach, so you got to be very careful and prudent on what you use it on and what you don't. I have a refrigerator here where I keep all my frozen rats in, which is, I got to fill it up a little more. I like to keep it full. I like to keep my food refrigerator full because I want to know I always have food, in case of an emergency. I have a generator on this building too, so I don't worry about anything. So if the electricity goes out, I'm not losing my rats because I got a generator that kicks on. I also have my incubators. Now this one's shut off, believe it or not, because I only have one single clutch left. Although I think I may have a snake that's going to lay a clutch probably in a couple of days. I have a little fan here that can blow on me while I'm writing out my little cards here with all my index cards, all my information if I'm setting up babies. This is my first incubator I ever bought. It's actually the best one probably. It's small though. It actually has a cooling fan and a heating fan, so it'll heat it, but if it gets too warm in the room, it'll actually cool down the inside of the incubator, so you're never gonna like screw your eggs up. But I think they all should come like that, really. This was made by a vet. He actually built this thing. I bought it at White Plains Reptile Show when I first decided I was gonna go into breeding, snakes, and he said, I need an incubator. And then I have various racks too, I've shown you this ARS. I have a lot of Vision. I really like Vision. The ARS are almost all used except for this one, which was the new one I bought. Now I'm kind of addicted because they're better quality, but they're a lot more expensive. Although this hybrid one was a lot cheaper than in the past, the regular solid metal ones. It's also a lot lighter too, which I like. Except you have to put the whole thing together, which I didn't do. My cousin Mario did it. So that's pretty much how I have things set up here in the room. This is the bow room. This middle section that's really wide open is going to be cluttered soon because I'm going to make a middle aisle. If you notice on the ceiling, I have outlets, so I have a middle aisle that's going to be set up. Hanging there is flypaper, your best friend. It's the cheesiest looking, most horrible looking thing you can take a look at. It makes you look like a complete dirtbag when you see this and flies stuck to it. But hey, if you got an outbreak of flies, because every once in a while something dies and you get a couple, maggots on the thing and then they turn into flies and they all hatch at the same time and you got 2,500 flies flying around, this thing will catch them. Now, I bought this thing on Amazon. I wanted to show you guys also. It's like a little indoor UV light fly zapper. I got to look and check the trap. They go in there, but I don't necessarily know if they go. I think they're going in there like they think it's a disco. I don't think they're actually dying in there. I think they just kind of hang out in there. I don't think it's strong enough. I got to go look. I'm sure there's a couple of dead ones in there. I put one in this room, one in the other room. I don't know. It sounded like a good idea. The flypaper, old-fashioned flypaper, works great. It gets them all usually within a day or two. So you usually have 1 or 2 days of and I once again I hate insects. Like I'm crazy, and I have the exterminator comes and I'm always like, don't do my snakes, because I'm always thinking, if they get out and they get the poison on them, they're gonna die. So I only do the doorways, leading outdoors. I'll let them spray that just so no bugs come in. And that's pretty much it. That's how I have my snake room set up. It's pretty simplistic. I have a bunch of these, like I said, these water jugs, and I have a bunch of the chlorhexidine diluted all over the place. Oh, I have these little carts too. I have a cart for every room. So I have 3 carts, 3 rooms, and that's so I can put all my supplies in there. I have the gloves there in case I have to handle the big snakes and I'm not looking to get bit or they're in a bad mood that day. I have snake hooks of various sizes, and this just enables, I have my temp gun here, and it enables you, here's the spoon I told you I use in case I got to scrape some poops. And pretty much I have extra water bowls and high boxes. It just makes it easy. And then of course I have my humidifiers. You think in Florida you have enough humidity here, but you don't, because what happens is it's so hot here, you have to run the air conditioner. When you run the air conditioner, it sucks the moisture out of the air, even though my air conditioner supposedly has a humidifying adjustment on it, but it doesn't really work that well. So I throw humidity into the air, mostly in the summertime. In the winter, it's okay to have a little bit of dryness, but they won't shed well if you don't keep humidity in the air. And the boas really like humidity when they're breeding in the springtime. So Honeywell makes a really good one. I got it on Amazon. It's got like 2 tanks here. Just fill them up, and you have settings here, and you can just pop this on, and you'll hear it go on. It just kind of blows air. I like that. I like that background noise. I usually turn it off when I do videos, but I like the background noise because it's kind of soothing. I don't like sheer silence unless I'm trying to listen for something like an escaped rat or something like that. All right. I hope you guys enjoyed this little. There's my snake clock too. That's not imperative, but it's good for good karma. All right, guys, I got the trash on my shoulder here. I'm done cleaning up in the snake room. Now I'm gonna go head upstairs and do a little computer work, edit this video, answer a couple emails. Oh, look, I got a fly. That fly paper didn't work after all. God damn it. I got to get more in here. I got to find a better way to kill these flies. If you guys have any ideas, put them in the comments below. Let me know, because I can't stand these flies. All right, guys. Hopefully you're enjoying all these videos. Make sure you subscribe, turn on your notifications, hit that like button. We'll see you back Monday morning. Have a great weekend.